Hey guys, glad to have you here. Today I want to share a box template with you that I made for my daughter's birthday party last weekend, and I'm going to show you how you can resize it, personalize them, or customize them for any theme. So these are going to be great for like birthday parties, showers, or even for like sports teams, for sporting events. My daughter, she had a smiley face theme, as you can see from the boxes. Unfortunately, I can't share an SVG of this particular theme with you guys, but I am going to leave a link to my site for tons of decals that you can download for free that are going to work great for these boxes. So make sure to check the video description for that link. And while you're there, go ahead and download the free popcorn box SVG file that we're going to use today and get that uploaded into Cricut Design Space. So once you have it uploaded, this is what it's going to look like when you have it uploaded. And so first of all, you're going to need to go ahead and ungroup your layers so that we can work with these files. And I'm going to show you a lot of different ways to customize them. So we have these ungrouped. So what we need to do really quickly is scroll down, and do you see all these kind of random lines down here? They're grouped together, so you can just click on this group right here. And we need to change these right here in our operation to score lines, because these are going to be the score lines. If you don't change those, it's not going to score properly. So go ahead and change those, and then click this layer right above it, and it does have the score lines grouped into it already, and you need to attach those score lines to the box. And we do still have these little lines, they just popped behind, so we can just drag them right on top, and there we go, you can see them again. So this box would be ready to go if you want to make this exact style box with like the little lines like a popcorn box, and if you want to use a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. If you want to cut multiple of these boxes, all you need to do is select all of these layers. So just select all of them and just go to duplicate. And you can continue to do this, if you want 10, 15, however many boxes you want to cut out, just duplicate them. I'm actually going to undo that because I don't need to cut all those. Okay, and another thing is I'm going to show you how you can resize the boxes. So we're going to select everything. Oops. We're going to select everything together again. Maybe, if it will let me. Cricut Design Space. Alright, I'll just go in the layers to select everything. And I'm just holding down Shift while I select all of these layers. Okay, so if you see right here, the width is about 11.5. That's going to be the biggest size that we can make this for a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. Now, if you happen to have the 12 by 24 inch cardstock with that size cutting mat, you can go right here up to the height, and you can make these the height like 11.5 inches. And that's going to cut some really big boxes if you need those. But if you want to use letter size paper, and I'm actually using letter size for the popcorn box, and I'm using 12 by 12 for the smiley face. So I'm going to kind of show you so that way you can kind of see right here the difference in size. So it's not that much smaller if you're using a letter size. So if that's all you have on hand, then that's fine. So all you need to do is once you have all of these selected, just change your width right here from 11.5. We need to go to 10.5. And so now this is going to fit on an 8 by 11 or 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Okay, and if you want to make them even smaller, all you got to do is make that even smaller if you're making miniature boxes. So I'm going to undo that since I'm using 12 by 12 paper. But now I want to show you how you can kind of customize these. So if you don't want to do the popcorn boxes, then just click right here on this group of the white lines and just delete that. We're not going to need that. And go ahead and upload the decal or file that you want to use. So I'm going to add this one. Let me just fix this real quick. I'm going to ungroup that, layer these on top and center them. Center, okay. And group them back. Alright, and so what you're going to do is get your file, and you're just going to kind of measure it for where you're going to want it to be. So I'm just doing one big one on the front like this. If you wanted to do it on all 4 sides, then just copy this and duplicate it 4 times or 3 times so you have 4 of them. And that's all there is to it for this. I'm actually doing this where I'm using cardstock, so I'm gluing the yellow onto the black, and then I'm gluing this to the box. But if you wanted to make this a sticker, you would actually go right here to flatten, and that's going to change this so that you can print and cut it to make stickers. Now, if you've never used the print and cut feature, or have never made stickers with your Cricut, I'm going to actually leave a link in the video description for for a tutorial on that. So you can click there to watch a video on exactly how to make stickers. But I'm not going to include that in this video since I have one there. So I'm just going to undo that since I'm not doing the print and cut. But I do want to show you how you could use Cricut pens to write on these. So you could also write, you know, the different names of the guest on here. So let's see. Okay, this is actually already on a writing font. Okay, I should have written this away from here so we can kind of see and work with it. But what you're going to do is you're actually going to go right here to your font. And right here where the filters are, you want to check the writing fonts right here. And that's going to filter all of these so they're all writing fonts. And you're going to see a lot of them you have to pay for or have Cricut access. But there are some free ones in here. Somewhere, I promise you. But this one right here that I'm using is a free one. Where did it go? It was right here. So I'm using the Alyssa Stencil script, which is a free one. So when you select your font, make sure that your operation does say pen and that the style says writing. Even though it is a writing font, these don't always change. So you can just click here to change it and click here to change it. And then if you need to change what pen you're using, you'll click here to select which pen you're using, and then you can select your color. But I'm just going to be using the standard pen for showing you how to do this. And now just kind of resize it, place it on the box where you're going to want it. So we'll maybe lower that, make it a little smaller, and have their name personalized right on top. Sometimes it's easier to use the arrows to move these. And once you have that where you want it, you do need to attach it to your box just like you did the score lines. So while you're holding down Shift, go ahead and select both of those together and attach those. And again, the smiley face is still there. It just brought it behind. So now you can go ahead and duplicate these just like I showed you before if you're doing a whole bunch of boxes. If you want them different colors, then, you know, click on the different layers to change the color right here. So if you kind of, yeah, I'll show you. We'll just duplicate these layers right here. And I want to bring this in front. Okay. I don't think, oh, it brought it to the pen layer. Here we go. Let's just do send to back. That'll be the easier way to do that. So now for this box, I want it to cut a different color. So I'm just going to click on my box layer right here and change the color. So now these boxes will cut on different sheets of paper, but the smiley faces will cut together. Or maybe I want one of the smiley faces to cut on this same paper, you know. So I can always change this right here to match the other box. So they're opposites. So you can just kind of play with the colors and get them all ready. And then once they're ready, let's click on Make It. And we are using our standard mat. And so one thing, when you are working with score lines and pens, you always want to check your mats. You want to make sure if you're scoring, it says score. If you've got the pen, it says pen. And you want to make sure the score lines are where they need to be, and so is the pen. Because this is how it's going to look when it comes out. So if your pen is on a different layer, or if it's down here or something, then it's not going to look right. So if everything looks good, which all of these look good, then we can go ahead and continue and cut all the pieces out. And if you're using your pens or the scoring machine, just make sure that you follow those prompts and put your pen in when it tells you to, and your scoring stylus or scoring wheel if you're using the Cricut Maker. Once all of your pieces are cut out, you're going to want to start by gluing on those popcorn lines before you assemble the box. And you are gluing these alternating every other space, but before you glue them down, go ahead and line them up first, because you may want to like flip them over. One side may fit better in the spot than another side, so just line those up, lay it out how you like it, and then go ahead and glue them down. But if you're doing the designs instead, then go ahead and glue those on as well first. And then while it's dry, go ahead and place something heavy like a book on top. This is going to help them dry flat, and this is what I always do when I'm gluing cardstock on top of cardstock like this. And the glue that I'm using is this Barely Art Craft glue, and it's really great for paper crafts. And I often get asked where I get this from, so I am going to leave a link in the video description for it. So if you need to pick up a great craft glue for paper crafts, then you'll want to go ahead and go there and grab that one. So once all of your pieces are dry, you can go ahead and assemble the boxes, and you're going to start by folding on all of the score lines, and just make sure that you fold them in so that the pieces that you glued on are on the outside of the box, because you want to see those decorative pieces on the outside. And then you're just going to glue on each of the tab pieces to glue the box together. And I do like to use hot glue when assembling boxes because it's going to dry quick, so you don't have to sit there and hold the pieces together for a long time while it dries. But any good craft glue will work for this. And if you prefer to not use glue, you can also use double-sided tape. But do keep in mind that if you're going to put food in these boxes that isn't wrapped, that you want to use a non-toxic glue. And I'm pretty sure most glues are, but just check for that. But I also make sure that I don't put too much glue so that the glue doesn't seep through, so that you don't have that issue at all. And then just make sure that they completely dry before you add in any treats, so that way none of that wet glue gets on anything. And these were a really big hit at my daughter's birthday party. They had so much fun filling these with snacks throughout the night. It was a slumber party, so you know they needed those snacks all night long, and they thought it was fun, each having their own personal snack box. But I definitely think I'm going to use them for other themes as well, to put different favors and treats in. So use these for however you see fit. They'd be really great for showers, definitely. But I hope that you guys will get a lot of use out of this template. And I would love to see the different versions that you make with this. So please make sure to tag me in your post on social media, and that way I can share them in my stories and on my page as well, for a little bit of inspiration for others who are making these boxes. And make sure to like this video and leave a comment to let me know how you're going to be using these. And if you have any questions, leave those in the comments and I will answer them there as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.